Um, I have ordered recently a unitard by Body Glove to go swimming. And let's see, what else did I order? The I ordered actually uh, two slides or sandals. One of them is Keen, and I think it's Bali, but they have a Bali flip flop, and they have a Bali with a loop around your heel. I preferred the slide, but they don't make them anymore, and the ones that I can find are not in my size. But the Keens generally run about $80. I had a Keen sandal before. I probably got 6+ years out of it. I remember that the foam peeled away. I just glued it together and I got a couple more summers out of it and would wear it every day in summer. So I get a lot of mileage for, 60 to 80 bucks. Well, this sandal, I looked for it, and it's running at about 80, but it's on sale at Cabela's for $19. So I ordered that. I also ordered the OOFOS. I don't know if I'm saying that right. OOFOS, and it's rather than having bouncy foam, like for energy return, it kind of it it absorbs it, and I wanted to try that for getting my foot and walking into proper mechanics. And it's supposedly has really great arch support, so so those items are on the way. Trending in that direction, I'm really excited about swimming, and I ordered today. I ordered Finis, Finis. It's the brand. It means the end in Latin. Gold, zoomer fins, and they're very short. So you have your foot, and these extend just a couple of inches, rather than your foot and then like this much fin, and then you you trip over it. And I also ordered paddles. I looked at webbed hands gloves because I'm looking for resistance, because I've not been to the gym and this swimming's going to suffice as cardio. But if I add these tools, fins and a paddle, I can create resistance and start matriculating strength, and without going to the gym. It seems like a good segue for me, so I ordered that. I ordered a microfiber towel, and what else? Oh, a little mesh bag by Mikasa. Apparently that's a Japanese water polo ball manufacturer. I looked at several bags. I just like the simple one, and I like this one by TYR. But it was huge, and I'm like, I don't need to be just like taking a bag that's down to my kneecaps everywhere. It's a simple one. Put the things that get wet in it so that they can drain. I can make one, but it's a cost energy thing. It's I park my car, I get the knee rover out of it with one leg, and I wheel it across the parking lot. I bounce it downstairs with myself, and then I have to bounce it upstairs to get where my sewing machines are. So for $10, it seems like, hey, let's just get this done, get my little pack ready. So let's see. Those, yes, I'm on a swimming trend. I have items coming, and I think I have less than a week. Let me see. December 27th is, make that bigger. What day is that? I don't know. What Shit. The numbers are so small, and I can't make this any bigger. And it doesn't, I don't know if the beginning of the week starts with Monday or not. What's today? It's the 21st and it's Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That must start with Sunday then. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's less than a week. Good. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I get it off on Wednesday. All right, I'm so excited. I don't need to go swimming that day. Probably put a little pressure on this and see how much I like it. I got my Tylenol over there already in case I need it to transition. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some swimming. I ordered my first electric toothbrush. So when I get my teeth cleaned, dentists always tell me they prefer those, but I've always preferred something I don't need electricity. It makes sense to me. But I was kind of thinking like, well, I'm not so opposed to it now, and I ordered a sonic. So you could get sonic or oscillating. I found that the sonic in reviews seems to be more recommended by dentists, and I brought I'm pretty sure it was Philips Sonic Care. I bought the color coral because it's super inexpensive. Apparently nobody wants it. I don't care what the toothbrush looks like on my vanity. If it costs a lot less to have coral, I'm like, fine. I was kind of surprised to see how much the refill replacement heads are, but I thought, well, shoot, if you minus a few fancy coffees, you got your replacement heads for a year. Anyway, so that's new also. What else? Yeah, should I speak about it? The young, perky, blonde girl that parked in my parking spot today. That's her license plate number. And she drives an Elantra, a black Elantra. So I went to get groceries today because we're expecting a storm that's going to be about 4 snowy days, and I'm really at that point where, I'm low on milk, I'm low on cream. That means I can't make a comfort drink. And low on juice, and need vitamin C, take my iron and things like that. And I got some vegetables today. So I was getting just a few things to make sure I had a nice little padding to get through the stormy weather. I came back and she's in my parking spot, and it's very frustrating because you don't know who to talk to and you don't know when they're going to be back, and it's just one too many variables. So I was talking earlier before I started this video that my self-sufficiency has been thoughtfully and deliberately procured with an assistant, which I researched to have so that I could be self-sufficient. And it's also procured with knowing what I'm working with and being able to think about energy expenditure. That comes into play a lot more. Do I want a sandwich at this place? Well, I ask myself, Do you want to wheel your new Rover into your car, pick it up with one leg, stuff it in there, hop around in your car, drive over there, get it out on one leg, wheel it in, get your sandwich, wheel it back out on one leg, stuff it back in, drive back. Oh, don't forget the hopping. So you get what I'm saying. When I think about, hey, I'd like to do that, I also think, I have to think about the engineering, and I have to think about the energy cost. It was worth the energy cost to me to get groceries to feed me several meals, but it was not worth the energy cost to go get one meal. Okay. And what's her name's in my parking spot. I wedged her in. I have to say, you should expect that from me. If you're putting me out, I'm going to introduce you to yourself, okay? So she's in my parking spot. I backed up to make sure she couldn't move. Because I don't know who this is, but I know it is very frustrating. You know, I don't know who did this, why they did it, where they are, when they'll be back. And it's extending my cost energy analysis. It's not something I factored gracefully. It's not something I thought I had to factor. Okay. I called Avesta Management. I left a message. I called the sign on the wall for tardive towing. They said I had to call Avesta Management and they needed to call me. I called Avesta Management again and left a work order. Then I called Avesta Management again to leave a message that I've called to leave a work order, and if you can call the towing company and this is your number that you put in this building, then we can get this car moved before my toes fall off because they're frozen, because it's 21 degrees out. And let's see. I digged around trying to call someone for no reason, it would seem. Answering machine basically states, we'll get back to you in 2 days. 2 days, we'll be right in the middle of the storm, okay? What else? I was on my way to go inside, which, knowing to myself, do I stick around to be unencumbered, not knowing when this person's going to come back, or do I go upstairs and wait for them to get me up again and go down there, so you know what I mean, for their stupid fanfare, so they can enforce some sort of parade of observation by me. Good job being stupid. What the fuck did you expect? Oh, you're gonna give me an apology. Like I said, come closer for your bitch slap. Okay? I don't need your apology. You need to think twice. T with I, C-E. Common era, okay? I was on my way in, and I thought to myself, go get a picture of that license plate. I'd given the license plate to Avesta and for the work order. And I turned around to get in position. So I have pulled up next to the car so it can't back up. Because I am like, when you come to get your car, you're going to have the same scenario you left me, okay? Maybe you fucking need this, okay? That seems to be what you're telling me. You need to feel what you're doing to other people. So there. So I'm going to leave you there, and you're going to be like, oh, I can't move my car, and I don't know who to talk to. Great. I'm taking a picture of the license plate, queuing up for that, and I hear footsteps, and then they falter. And I could see through where you drive into the gated covered parking area, there's a young woman, and I'm thinking I'm like, this is your car, isn't it? I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it was not pretty, and I'm sure I pulled an ugly face, so I'm sure I sweared. And she's like telling me she can move now, and I'm like, fuck you, basically. I don't believe I said fuck you, but I said something that would intone something that I was not gracious about her her factori of apologizing. Think twice and you won't have to apologize. I'm not here for your apology. But now what I am here for, she's like, but I've got a flight to go. I apologize, I had an appointment. I'm like, I had an appointment too. I was with my mismanagement. Okay. And it's not to be inflicted by your tempo or tempo. Okay. What you're not doing for anyone, even through. And she says, well, I have a flight. And I busted a verbal chop as I left her there. I don't care. Okay, so I spoke about this earlier than I started the video. Went down the road with Minnow. I talked to a couple of people who were standing outside their apartment building, which will happen on a sunny day in Maine. Hey, how's it going? I told them, jackass parked in my parking spot, and it's just like one fucking too many variables right now, and I'm not happy about it. And she came back and she gave me an apology, and I'm like thinking, come closer so I could bitch slap you. And I left her there, and I let them know I wedged her in. I left her there and told her she has a flight. I don't care. You get to experience what you did to me. Okay? You displaced me. And your apology, that's malfeasance. Think in the first place. Think of someone else. Your parking spot that you took as mine, you go back to the street, you look diagonally, you can pop a coin in that whole parking lot over there and choose your parking spot. Okay? It's worth sussing. It's worth sussing rather than putting someone out. There is public parking. What else? She said she had a flight. I left. Took Minnow down the street. We got proof in the bag with the poop. And my new green Frisco plastic poop bags that I'm not tying the knot and leaving them open. So I toss them in the regular garbage. They're not going to the fire. I'm just kidding myself if I'm using biodegradable bags, because they're not going to the fire either. The trash Minnow's poop goes to the same place my poop does. Poop and packaging, whatever. It's all the same. And we don't have fire recycling here. We are across the street from Starbucks. My brother sends me Starbucks rewards. I go get a coffee and feed Minnow a puppuccino, which is a little cup of whipped cream, and I take some gingerly sips off of this and wheel down Congress Street, take my time, and come back. And she's still there. But I have to let you know, when I was at Starbucks, I was thinking to myself, what can jackass do to penalize me? Because I was there, and then I left. And I left her wedged in, and I did it deliberately. And I'm thinking she could call the police, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't care. And I'm like thinking, well, she can call towing. And I'm like, I don't care either. I'm thinking of what the penalty can be, and then I'm like, I don't even care. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to drink my coffee. I don't care what the penalty is anymore. I'm wedging you in, and you get to feel what it's like. Okay? And when you're done feeling what it's like, you should leave this experience to start thinking twice. Otherwise, you're just provoking another opportunity for me to wedge you in. uh, to my delight, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit for you forcing the scene for you to factori an apology. Because you didn't care in the first place. What else? Oh, so I got groceries. It's almost 3:30 here in Maine. Great. uh, Pros and cons. I'm gonna have 4 days at the least with the snow that's anticipated coming. I'm gonna be able to sit down here and start working. So may as well start now. A little behind the power curve because I had dingbat. I had cute, perky, blonde dingbat apologizing to me, and I'm so over that. So over that. So I guess I'll start working now.